Hey, what's up guys? Thanks for tuning in to ISBJJTV. My name is Clark, and in today's video, we're going to talk about 8 different ways that's going to help you get an edge in Jiu-Jitsu. Stay tuned. Alright, so the first thing we're going to talk about is doing your cardio training outside of your academy. Now, this is very good because sometimes you're limited to a certain amount of time while you train. So doing your cardio outside can only improve your cardio while you're training Jiu-Jitsu. Okay, so some examples of cardio that you can do outside of your academy are, for example, Insanity. I found this to be very good. Insanity is something you can buy online. They'll send you a video that helps you work on your core foundation, a lot of resistance training, and high pace all the time. So that's going to definitely give you a good edge in terms of getting good lung capacity in order for you to train Jiu-Jitsu. Okay, and with something like this, the benefit of it is it'll get you sweating, it'll get you some good lungs for you to breathe, and it'll help you push to get that better endurance in training. Next thing you can do is jogging, for example. If you're not gonna, or if you're too tired to do Insanity one day, or if you just finished training Jiu-Jitsu, or you're about to go train Jiu-Jitsu, and you have about maybe 30 minutes available, I would recommend going for a jog. Now, you don't have to do a 5-mile or 6-mile run, but probably like a 1 mile to 2 miles is more than enough. A nice pace, and if you feel like you're getting used to it, maybe up it and start running a little bit faster within that mile or two. You can do this prior to Jiu-Jitsu, or you can do this on the days that you're not doing Insanity and you haven't trained Jiu-Jitsu as well. I found them both to be really good because the Insanity helps me push when I need to, for that extra cardio when I need to explode, to escape out of something that I'm in a bad position, or for me to finalize my opponent. The jogging I found to be very useful as well because between rounds, I'm able to last more rounds, be able to go 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rounds more and keep a nice steady pace. So jogging is something I recommend as well. Step 2 that we're going to talk about is drill and roll after your class. Sometimes we don't have enough time to drill that move that our instructor taught us on the day of class, or perhaps you're not feeling very comfortable with the partner you're set up with in order for you to practice those drills. Well, after class is over, usually some academies give you open mat time. Use this to your benefit and practice those drills over and over and over with somebody you feel comfortable with, or any of your teammates that you can. This way it ensures you to get that extra edge on learning what you just learned that day. Now, the second thing of that part 2 is rolling after Jiu-Jitsu. Pick a partner that you know it gives you a hard time and go ahead and start rolling. Work on the things that you've been working on that week or the day prior. This way it keeps you adding the amount of time that you have on mat time, and it improves Jiu-Jitsu that way as well. The benefits of these 2 things is, number 1, it gets you to learn, or kind of forces you to learn a specific move that you've learned that day in class, and it's still fresh in your mind so you can use it, and the rolling helps you put into practice. Number 3, use what you learned in class that day to apply that exact submission, escape, or position. Typically what happens in some classes when you're done learning some of the techniques, they'll go ahead and have some live rolling sessions. When you do, use this for your benefit, and whatever you learned that day, try to apply it as much as possible. This way it's still fresh in your mind and you're using what you learned in class. Another benefit of this is that your opponent's pretty much going to have a heads up on what you're trying to do because he was also in class. This way he's going to fight a little bit harder to not get in that position, submission, and it's going to get you to fight a little bit harder to get into that position or to end up getting that submission. The combination of these 2 things will help you improve whatever you've learned that day in class as well. This way, it sticks in your mind while it's still fresh. Number 4, increase the amount of hours that you train per week. Now, everybody talks about it, how many mat hours you have on the mat. What matters is your skills are on the mat. So if you're doing a lot of YouTube studying, that's pretty good, but it won't really earn you much credit unless you actually put some mat time behind it. So what I mean by, adding more time is sometimes we can squeeze an extra day of Jiu-Jitsu. Go ahead and do it. That'll add an extra hour or 2 of Jiu-Jitsu mat time to your arsenal. Or sometimes we're home and we want to go ahead and watch an episode of Breaking Bad or The Walking Dead or whatever television shows they have out there. Don't get me wrong, nothing's bad with watching YouTube videos and learning these techniques. However, mat time, as far as I'm concerned, still rules. Mat time is what it is. Now, if you happen to follow my advice on adding more days to your training session, that's a pretty good thing. Sometimes we get a little bit too much and then you're training 7 days a week. And you could do that, there's nothing wrong with that. But you'll notice that at some given point, whether it's a month later or 2, you're gonna hit a plateau. It happens to everybody. And when something like this happens, it's really important for you to be able to lay back and relax and take about a week or 2 off. Believe it or not, it's not going to hurt you, it's actually going to benefit you. The 2 weeks that you take off or a week that you take off of training when you hit that plateau is so that your mind starts working. believe it or not, your mind will work, because since your body's not getting that activity as it used to, it'll not only be healing and recovering, but your mind is gonna be active and wanting to think about moves and how you can escape and how you can apply these positions and how you can apply these submissions as well. And when you get back on the mat, it's like being starved from food, and now you finally have the food in front of you for you to train harder. So if you hit a plateau, take some time off to relax as well. Number 6, fuel yourself. Yes, it's very important for you to fuel yourself prior to jiu-jitsu, the day of or the day before. What I mean by fueling yourself is, for example, having the proper amount of water. You're supposed to drink about a gallon of water a day. Most of us don't. That's fine. We'll try to get to that gallon a day. And a lot of people don't like carrying a gallon with them or don't have access to drinking water all the time. You can get yourself a bottle canteen anywhere that they sell it online, or you can visit our website at www.isbjjJ.com as well, and you can buy a bottle of water there. We have canteens that we sell. It's pretty convenient. It's made out of aluminum steel, so you can take it with you and drink whenever you need to. Just refill it and you'll be good to go. You don't want to get dehydrated while training. You're going to cramp up and it's not going to feel too good. So please do your body some good and keep hydrated. Another thing about when we're talking about fueling is having the proper nutrition in your body for you to be able to go ahead and produce that energy and power that you need, and brain power, in order for you to succeed in what you want to succeed. What we're talking about is proper meals. You want to have a good amount of carbohydrates, simple, preferably prior to training, in order for you to have that energy fueled and ready for you to use it in training. And then afterwards, you can have your complex carbs. Simple carbohydrates, complex carbohydrates. You can Google search different type of foods that include those, and you'll come across things like dextrose, maltodextrin, and those, you know, whether they're in rice and potatoes and sweet potatoes, and how you can maintain a good amount of slow releasing carbohydrates throughout your day, and you can spike it up right before your training or during training for you to get that extra push. So proper hydration. Now, fueling yourself also means being able to have something in your belly while you go train. I've heard it before. Sometimes people don't eat about 4 hours prior to training. They're weak. You can tell they're weak when you're training with them, and they're not in there. You need some type of food in your body. I'm not saying eat, you know, a big slice of a big pie of pizza 30 minutes before training, but have some type of meal. Rule of thumb is about an hour before training, have something nice in your stomach in order for it to hold you and fuel you for your training. Number 7. Now, if you feel like you're accomplishing a move pretty efficiently and you want to take it up to the next level, here's a cool trick that'll definitely help you out. Before you're rolling with somebody, go ahead and let them know what you're planning on catching them with. The benefit of it is they're going to try everything to avoid that submission. And that's actually a great thing because it makes you fight harder for that position. If I like doing bow and arrows a lot, I'll give this a try. My opponent will try to stop it as much as he can, and if I succeed, it makes me feel good because I know that they're doing everything they can to stop it. And when I succeed, it makes that reward so much sweeter. And it makes you improve your game as well because different opponents will stop it differently. This is something that's awesome if you have a go-to move. Okay, if you don't, try to kind of get very efficient in a particular move first prior to doing this. Otherwise, you're gonna be not successful. Now, if you don't know the other person, if they're a new student or if there's somebody that's more advanced or you don't feel too comfortable with it, in your mind, make a mental note that you're going to try to submit them in this position. So it makes you fight for it. Number 8, the last one, last but not least, very important in anything that you do in life to succeed. What it is having fun. Make sure you have fun whenever you go and train jiu-jitsu. If there's something about your academy that's making you feel uncomfortable, I strongly recommend that you bring it up. If it's the cleanliness of the academy, talk to your professor and see what they can do about improving that. If it's the distance of training, maybe perhaps look for an academy that's closer to you. Or if it's very close to you, but you just are not happy there, find an academy that's perhaps a little bit farther, but at least you're going to be comfortable. If it's an opponent, or if it's teammates, or if it's the students that make you feel comfortable, again, talk to the students themselves or talk to your professor. You should be able to go to a jiu-jitsu and feel happy and have fun doing it, okay? Again, we all have these days that you just don't want to go training because perhaps you're sore, whatever it may be. Make an effort, but aside from making an effort, you want to make it fun. Make it fun by coming up with different techniques to use. Make it fun by, having an open conversation with your teammates. If it's something that you feel comfortable with and you enjoy, you're going to learn so much better being in an environment that you're happy about. Alright guys, so there you go. Hopefully you guys enjoy this 8 list of things that will help you improve your jiu-jitsu or that you can benefit from to improve your jiu-jitsu. If you like this type of video, please give it a thumbs up. If you like this type of videos that we push out there, please subscribe to our YouTube channels. If you have any questions or any comments or any feedback, please feel free to leave it down in the section down below in the comment area. Other than that, it's been a pleasure being in front of you guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. So if you haven't done so already, guys, please head up our website, which is www.isbjj.com. You can go ahead and check out on the bottom of the page, there'll be a newsletter. Sign up to our newsletter. This way you'll get notified as soon as we release a new video or a new blog post. Other than that, guys, thank you very much for giving me your time today. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you next time. You have time to train. Make it worth it. Nothing better than getting down to the academy and training with another partner and getting it on. Getting it on. Rolling after class. Drill or roll after your class. Definitely gonna help us out for us to push out more videos to you guys. Okay. Alright, so I'm getting a text, which is www. Okay.